As in the previous booklet, all of the examples that we did had to do with sine. Now we're going to talk about another trig ratio, which is cosine. So we said before we had SOH, CA, TOA, and we talked about that sine was the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So if you're doing the triangle for cosine, it looks like this. You have cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So when we are dealing with the adjacent and the hypotenuse, then we're looking for the cosine. So here, let's look at our triangle. We have a 33-degree angle here. Here's our right angle. So the side opposite that, that's the hypotenuse. So let's label that right away. And then so here's our angle. Well, here's the hypotenuse. Here's the side that makes up the angle. So that's the adjacent. So I know that I'm dealing with the adjacent and the hypotenuse, so I need to use cosine because that has adjacent and hypotenuse. So let's look at this. I want to find the adjacent. So I could look at that. I could cover up that A. If you did that with your finger, you can cover up the A. You can see it's the cosine of the angle times the hypotenuse. Let's also set it up algebraically. So we know that the cosine of theta is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So the cosine of 33 degrees, that's the measure of our angle. The adjacent, I don't know, they've called it L, over the hypotenuse, which is 9.6. And algebraically, I'm trying to get L by itself. I'm dividing L by 9.6, so I've got to multiply both sides by the same thing. You can also think of this as a ratio. This is over 1, so it would be 9.6 times the cos of 33 over 1. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Either way, you need 9.6 times the cosine of 33 degrees. So L is equal to, do this on our calculator, got 9.6. That didn't work out quite right. Let's try that again. 9.6 times the cosine of 33 equals, and that's 8.05. Again, we're going to one decimal place, so we're going to round that 0 up to 1. 8.1, and my units is inches. So that is our answer right there.